Hey everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Today we're diving into the history of some of the most commonplace things in our lives. Everyday objects, we're talking toothbrushes, umbrellas, even paper clips. We're going to get down and dirty with the surprising innovations, cultural shifts and quirky facts that led to their creation, their evolution, and how they became the ubiquitous items we know and love today. It's easy to overlook the ingenuity behind these humble objects, but each one has a story to tell. A story of creativity, problem solving, and sometimes even happy accidents. We'll uncover how ancient civilizations tackled daily needs and how those solutions evolved over centuries. Get ready to have your mind blown, because I guarantee you'll never look at these everyday objects the same way again.
So, imagine waking up in the morning, but instead of reaching for your trusty toothbrush, you grab a twig? That's right, folks. Our pearly white obsession goes way back. We're talking ancient civilizations here, using frayed twigs, bird feathers, even porcupine quills to clean their teeth. Talk about hardcore dental hygiene. The Egyptians, around 3000 BC, stepped up their game with chewed sticks that resembled brushes. These early toothbrushes were made from wood with one end frayed to create bristles. Fast forward to the 15th century, and the Chinese invented the bristle toothbrush as we more or less know it today. They attached stiff hairs from Siberian hogs to handles made from bone or bamboo. Why Siberian hogs? Well, their hair was just the right balance of firm and flexible. Now, imagine the toothbrush making its way along the Silk Road, spreading like wildfire through Europe. But here's the thing, Europeans found those hog hairs a bit too abrasive. They preferred softer horsehair. In the 18th century, some dentists claimed toothbrushes were bad for you. They actually recommended rubbing your teeth with a cloth and some salt. Thankfully, common sense, and maybe a little bit of tooth decay, prevailed. By the 19th century, mass production made toothbrushes accessible to everyone. And then, boom! The 20th century brought us the electric toothbrush, changing the game forever.
All right, let's talk umbrellas, those trusty companions that keep us dry during a downpour. But did you know that the umbrella wasn't always about battling the rain? These portable canopies have a history that's over 4,000 years old and drenched in sunshine. Our story begins in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, where the umbrella was a status symbol, a way to shield oneself from the scorching sun. Imagine pharaohs strolling down palace corridors, shaded by elaborate parasols made of feathers, leaves, or even papyrus. The umbrella then journeyed eastward, finding a home in ancient India and China. Here, it evolved into a more elaborate, multi-tiered affair, often seen in religious ceremonies and processions. These umbrellas were not just about practicality. They were works of art, symbols of power and divinity. Fast forward to ancient Greece and Rome, where the umbrella was primarily a woman's accessory. It wasn't until much later in the 17th century that the umbrella finally embraced its destiny as a rain shield in Europe. The ever-practical Parisians started using waxed cloth umbrellas to keep dry, and the trend caught on like wildfire. From sun-drenched deserts to rain-soaked streets, it's a testament to human ingenuity and our constant quest for shelter, style, and maybe a touch of elegance.
Let's be honest, the humble paperclip doesn't exactly scream revolutionary, right? But trust me on this one, folks. This tiny bent wire has a story that's full of twists, turns, and a surprising amount of drama. Before the paperclip came along, people were using straight pins and wax to hold their documents together. Can you imagine the mess? The frustration? It was a dark time, my friends. Enter the late 19th century, a time of incredible innovation. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, and the world was hungry for practical solutions. The paperclip emerged as a simple yet elegant answer to the age-old problem of document management. The story of its invention is a bit murky, with several contenders vying for the title of paperclip pioneer. Some say it was a Norwegian patent clerk named Johan Wahler, while others point to an American inventor, Samuel B. Fay. But here's the kicker. The first paperclip wasn't even designed to hold paper together. It was intended as a wire hook for hanging things like calendars and price tags. It wasn't until later that someone realized its true potential as a document-taming superhero. The paperclip quickly became an indispensable tool in offices around the world. It was simple, cheap, and incredibly effective. It's been used for everything from picking locks to repairing eyeglasses, from creating jewelry to even as a symbol of resistance during World War II. This tiny titan of the office is a testament to the power of simple solutions and the enduring human spirit of innovation.
Chapter 4. The Safety Pin. A tiny guardian of security. Let's talk about the safety pin, that little marvel of metal that's been holding our lives together for centuries. It's so simple, so ubiquitous, it's easy to overlook its genius. But trust me, this tiny tool has a story to tell. Our journey begins in ancient times, where people used thorns, fish bones, even miniature skewers to fasten their clothes. Can you imagine the discomfort? The potential for injury? It wasn't pretty. Fast forward to the 14th century BC, and we find evidence of safety pin-like objects in ancient Greece. These early versions, known as fibulae, were made from bronze or iron, and were often quite ornate, reflecting the wearer's status and wealth. But the true safety pin revolution wouldn't arrive until the mid-19th century, thanks to a man named Walter Hunt. Hunt was a tinkerer, an inventor with a restless mind. One day, he was fiddling with a piece of wire, trying to come up with a way to pay off a $15 debt. As he twisted and turned the wire, inspiration struck. He realized he could create a pin with a spring mechanism that would securely clasp the point, making it safer and more practical than anything that came before. And thus, the modern safety pin was born. Hunt patented his invention in 1849, and it quickly took the world by storm. The safety pin became an instant success, used for everything from clothing repair to diaper fastening, from medical bandages to even as a makeshift tool for all sorts of tasks. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of a simple, well-designed object.
Chapter 5. The drinking straw from reeds to revolution. Let's talk about the drinking straw, a simple tube with a long history. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Sumerians used gold and silver tubes as straws. The Egyptians used reeds to enjoy their beverages. In the 1880s, Marvin Stone revolutionized the straw with a wax-coated paper design. The modern paper straw was born and quickly became popular. Today, there's a resurgence of interest in biodegradable and reusable straws.
Chapter 6. Light bulb, illuminating the world. All right, let's talk about the light bulb, that ubiquitous symbol of innovation and the bane of moths everywhere. It's easy to take for granted the flick of a switch that instantly floods our homes with light. But trust me, this seemingly simple invention has a history that's electrifying. Before the light bulb, our world was a much darker place, literally. People relied on candles, oil lamps, and gas lights to illuminate their homes and streets. Can you imagine the constant flickering, the smoke, the fire hazards? It wasn't ideal, to say the least. The quest to create a safe, reliable, and affordable source of artificial light had captivated inventors for decades. Many had tried, many had failed, but it was Thomas Edison who ultimately brought the light bulb into the mainstream. Contrary to popular belief, Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb from scratch. He built upon the work of many brilliant minds who came before him. But what Edison did brilliantly was to perfect the design and, crucially, create a commercially viable product. Edison and his team of researchers at Menlo Park, his famous New Jersey laboratory, experimented tirelessly with different filaments and materials. They tested everything from platinum to bamboo, all in pursuit of a filament that would burn brightly and last for a reasonable amount of time. Finally, in 1879, after countless hours of toil and more than a few setbacks, Edison and his team achieved their breakthrough. They created a light bulb with a carbonized bamboo filament that could burn for over 1,200 hours. The world would never be the same. The impact of Edison's light bulb was nothing short of revolutionary. It transformed homes, businesses, and cities around the world. So the next time you flip on a light switch, take a moment to appreciate the incredible history and ingenuity behind that simple act.
Chapter 7, Outro, Appreciating the Everyday. So there you have it. A tiny glimpse into the surprisingly deep history behind some of the most mundane objects in our lives. Who knew that so much innovation, so many failures, and so much human ingenuity went into the things we often take for granted? It makes you wonder what future generations will think of the stuff we use every day. Keep your eyes open, stay curious, and always remember there's a world of wonder hidden in plain sight if you just know where to look. Until next time, keep on building.